Here we go. Team of the season in Ligue 1 in France. Brice Samba, of course, from RC Lens. Nuno Mendes, yeah, that's my boy. I like Nuno Mendes. Kevin Danso, solid defender this season. I don't know about Chancel Mbemba, to be honest. I'm not a fan of Chancel Mbemba too much. Now, he's pretty solid. Also, he has he's pacey. He's smart, but he's clumsy more often than he's not clumsy. But he did score some important goals for Marseille when they needed him mid-season. And I guess you can have him here. But to be honest, it's not the first. It's not the second name that jumped into my head when I think about defender in League. I wouldn't have Chancel Mbemba on my team of the year, to be honest. Achraf Hakimi, of course, is the best right back, probably the best right back in the world right now. So you gotta have Achraf Hakimi as the right back. Midfield, Seko Fofana, of course you're gonna have Seko Fofana from RC Lens. Valentin Rongier again. If I say I'm not a fan of Rongier, and also I said I'm not a fan of Chancel Mbemba, I can see how someone can hate and be like, hey, I'm only saying that because they're Marseille players. But nothing to do with Marseille. I just feel like Valentin Rongier really in team of the season, like, nah, I wouldn't have Valentin Rongier. Kefren Turam was good this season for OGC Nice, to be honest. But I think it's kind of mid. Like I wouldn't have Valentin Rongier in any team, not even third team of the season, to be honest. Seko Fofana definitely deserve. He's one of the household names this season, the one that made the much noise. As far as like the league is concerned, I say Seko Fofana. He was really good from start to finish in the league. Really imposing his game this season. Valentin Rongier, I don't think so, to be honest. Kefren Turam is better than Rongier, but okay, I get Kefren Turam. And forward, we got Loïs Openda, of course, deservingly so. Leo Messi and Kylian Mbappe. I don't know why they have Openda as a right winger and now as a number 9. He's definitely a number 9. He's the only number 9. In fact, Messi should have been here on the right anyways, because Messi doesn't play like a number 9, a striker. Loïs Openda definitely should be here, but all three deservingly so. Messi finished with the most assists in the league. That's why I think he should have played. He should put him in the right anyways. Openda scored a bunch of goals. I think he scored 19 goals this season, maybe 18 in the league. Kylian Mbappe finished top scorer, and of course it's Kylian Mbappe. I mean, who are you gonna have on the left flank beside Mbappe? So I'm okay with this starting 11, except I definitely wouldn't have Valentin Rongier here. I'm gonna be honest. He wasn't even Marseille best midfielder in the first part of the season. It was pretty much Matteo Guendouzi. But then Guendouzi lost his starting spot. He became a bench player. But I still don't think Valentin Rongier or the midfield we had in Ligue 1. Here's the problem. You can't have someone like Ludovic Blas here. To me, Ludovic Blas is clearly better than Rongier anyways. And what it did to keep Nantes out of relegation, to me, means more than what Valentin Rongier did for Marseille to finish third in the league. Something like that. So, what's the criteria? But I wouldn't have Rongier. But because I criticize Rongier and Chancel Mbemba, I know people are going to hate and be like, because they're from Marseille, I'm hating on them. Probably, but it is what it is. And like I said, starting 11 French League 1. Also, coach of the year between Paulo Fonseca, Pascal Garcia, Franck Heis, Philippe Montagnier, and Igor Tudor was Franck Heis from RC Lens. He won coach of the year in Ligue 1. I think deservingly so. You can't really give that to Christophe Galtier, although he won the league. But with the team that, well, I guess he had a bunch of players, but he also had a bunch of injuries. But I think why he's going to win it because RC Lens, nobody saw them finishing second on the beginning of the season when everybody kind of knew Paris was supposed to win the league. But RC Lens was supposed to be like fighting for the mid-table and they finished second. So yeah, I agree with him being coach of the year. Goalkeeper of the year between Lucas Chevalier, Gianluigi Donnarumma, Anthony Lopez, Paul Lopez, and Brice Samba from RC Lens. Of course, the winner is Brice Samba from RC Lens. He's not a better goalkeeper than Gigi Donnarumma, but he had a better season in Ligue 1 than Gigi Donnarumma. So I will give you that because that's the criteria. It's supposed to be who had the better season this season in Ligue 1, not necessarily who's the better goalkeeper of the two, because of course Donnarumma is better than Brice Samba. Best young player of the season between Bradley Barcola. I like Barcola a lot. He impressed me since the beginning of the season. His nonchalance. He's almost as like a Rafael Leao type player. He played like Rafael Leao a little bit, a little nonchalant, a little. I can do whatever I want with the ball whenever I want. I can take you on one-on-one. He has an easy way of dribbling, so I like Bradley Barcola. Ben Seguir, Ryan Cherki, Nuno Mendes, and Eliwai. Of course, Nuno Mendes won Young Player of the Year in France. Now, I saw some player, some ex-player in France complaining about this. Some people are making the case that Eliwai should have been Youngster of the Year because in a league where you play 38 games, I think that's a really good argument for Eliwai because he played most of the game this season and Nuno Mendes only played half the game because he was injured half of the season combined. So, yeah, Nuno Mendes is a better young talent than Eliwai. I can see that in the long haul. I could be wrong, but I feel like Nuno Mendes is all around is a better youngster, has more value than Eliwai. But this season, I understand the argument that Eliwai should have been Young Player of the Year just because with Montpellier he played most of the game in this season when Nuno Mendes only played half, and he managed to score like 17 or 18 goals in the league this season. So I think that's a good argument, maybe 16 goals. I think that's a really good argument for Eliwai. But nonetheless, Nuno Mendes won, and I like Nuno Mendes anyways. To me, he's top 5 left back in the world, and he's only, 19? So, yeah, I think Nuno Mendes deserve. Although I think Eliwai deserve, I'm not going to fight anyone about Nuno Mendes on that one. And then, who else? Best player of the year in France, yeah, Jonathan David, Seko Fofana, Kylian Mbappé, Lionel Messi, and Lois Openda. Of course, Kylian Mbappé won it. Top scorer. Carried PSG when Paris Saint-Germain had a lot of injury this season. When Messi was not and Neymar were not there, he carried them. Deservingly so being the best player. Some people would have thought he should have been player of the tournament in the World Cup. Some people would have said, but Messi won it because Messi won the World Cup, so that's the way it goes. But I think it's fair to have Mbappe Player of the Year. If it wasn't for Mbappe this season, I would have either Lois Openda or Seko Fofana. I wouldn't not have Messi even second. I would have Mbappe, Openda, and Fofana can share the second and third place. And then I'm gonna have Lionel Messi and Jonathan David. Not that any of these players the caliber of Messi, but this season again, Mbappe deserve, and then Openda and Fofana combined, then Messi maybe fourth because he finished top assist though. And that's pretty much it. Oh, also, best goal of the season, Eliwai, of course. He did win something. He didn't win Young Player of the Year, but he win the most beautiful goal of the season for Eliwai. And yeah, that's it for the French League 1. It was a really good season. We had a great surprise with RC Lens, of course. Also, I'm going to give a shout out to Clermont-Ferrand finishing 8th. Like I said, we also have Reims, Lorient, Nice. They had a pretty good season. Kefren Turam was he confirmed the season he had last year. Barcola was a good surprise for me. Lois Openda, I want everybody to get his name on notice. Now I think he got everybody paying attention to him. Maybe is he going to make a move this summer? I'm starting to hear rumblings about him potentially going to AC Milan because Giroud's not getting any younger. Now that there's Ibrahimovic. But RC Lens playing the Champions League, Lens might have a shot of keeping the best player, just telling those young players, hey, you guys can make history and play in the Champions League and play all the game, as opposed to making a big move to a big club, and now you're a bench player, and now you're not even playing Champions League matches when you can do it with RC Lens. Really good surprise this season, Lois Openda, like I say, RC Lens. Disappointment this season to me, Olympique Lyonnais, AS Monaco with a big disappointment this season. Marseille, I was not disappointing much because I really wouldn't expect anything from Marseille, to be honest. But they finished 3rd. They still have a chance to make it to the Champions League, so that's not a bad season. Now, they finished behind RC Lens. That's kind of, but it's not a bad season for Marseille. Rennes, going to play Europa League this season, so good season for Stade Rennais. I know my boy Martin Terrier is still injured, but they carry the load. They got Toko Ekambi from Lyon to come, and he did the job. I mean, they made it to the Europa League. And Lille, Europa League Conference. So, yeah, all in all, it was a good season. French League 1 is officially over. Can't wait for next season to see all the surprises, especially it's going to be only 18 teams. It's going to be a fight from game one in the league, really. Like I said, Kylian Mbappe finished best player, top scorer, and Paris finished champion with best attack with PSG, 89 goals scored, and the best defense of the league, RC Lens, 29 goals conceded. That's it for me, and that's it for La Ligue 1. And let me know in the comment below what you think about, did Mbappe deserve best player of the year in Ligue 1? I think he does. Do you think Messi deserves to be the starting 11 in Ligue 1? Who do you think is supposed to be best young player, Nuno Mendes or Eli Wahi? People have been fighting about these two names. And then coach of the year, let me know in the comment below, and I'll see you guys on the next one.